Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flourgoldwizards channel. I'm Jason, part-time gold prospector based in Wisconsin. And today we're going to try to find some gold in high water. We got 14,000 inches of rain yesterday and it shows. Let's take a little look around and then we're going to do some digging. Not only was there 14,000 inches of rain yesterday, there's 14,000 people down here mining. I gotta tell you. There's people in the woods, there's people in the water, there's people hanging in the trees. There's old Rigby over there watching everybody. That's right, he's the mine boss. Now when I say the water was high, it was high. Look at all that grass laid down up in there. That's good solid 3-4 feet more water than we have right now, and that was just overnight. So hopefully that guy gets out of that hole he just fell in. And you never know some of the wildlife you'll see out here. Take a look over here one time. Oh. Look at there. It's the glacial gold hunter. That's right. It's the glacial gold hunter. How you going, Lucas?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. We gonna find some gold today?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Big pickers and nuggets.
That's right. Nothing but.
Yeah.
Tell him, Rigby. Now with the water being so darn high, that doesn't mean that you can't still find good spots to pan for gold or sluice or whatever your heart desires. It does afford you the opportunity to see where the banks might be getting chewed out by all that high flow, and it creates new deposits on the back sides of such corners just like this one here. And it's pushing down this way, and there's a big old gravel and sand bank down there, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. And it gives you an opportunity to see the clay because it's washing all the light material off the top of that clay, and it's exposing these gravels here. Now that's all going to be new gold underneath the forest fauna here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little pan out of that stuff right there, and we'll take a little look at it and see if we can find a little color or a nugget. Now you see how that water, when it was high, was way up there. It was brushing right over the top of this thing right here, and it's exposing all these new gravels right here. That wasn't there the day before yesterday. So that might be a really good opportunity for us to find some good gold. And a lot of that stuff with the lower current in this particular area right here, the heaviest of the stuff is just going to fall right down and sit right down on the bottom there. The super light stuff will get washed on down, just like this sand right here. All that sand came from right over in here. That's all. It tells me that the lightest stuff is going up and over and depositing right there, leaving the heaviest stuff. You can see it right here. It goes from sand to smaller gravels and cobbles, all that stuff right there, and it's all fresh stuff coming out of that bank. So let's get a pan. Hey, Wes. All right, I'm going to put that to the test. I'm going to take right up tight to the bank right there, right straight down where this stuff's been falling off the bank right here. And I can actually feel the clay down there. And I'll just scrape the top. Oh yeah, this is going to pan out pretty good. Let's take a little look at this material. Now that material came right straight down from all this material right here. And it is absolutely sticky gray clay, but look on the top, it's still got some heavier gravels stuck to it. And guess what else sticks to that? Gold. So I'm gonna get another scoop of that stuff right there. We're gonna swish it all around like such. Yeah, we got a big old heaping pan full here. I'll just submerge that under the water, swish that stuff around. My foot's kind of blocking the current just a little bit. Yeah. Now it's not that really super duper dense stuff that you just can't break up. It's good sticky clay for sure, but it's a lot easier to work than that rock hard sticky clay. Yeah, look at there. Got some real nice gravels in that stuff. Dirty dirt. Okay, let me get some more of them out of there. All right, that's far enough. We'll pull that back. Hopefully we got some gold. All right, and the gold. Now it's not absolutely fantastic by any means. Let's see if I can even find it. I gotta get a little bit closer here. I should put my glasses on. There are a couple pieces in this pan. I do believe I counted 3 or 4. Let me see if I can put it up there. Maybe you guys can find them. But they're in there. So, there's definitely better spots on this body of water, and there's definitely worse spots on this body of water. Important thing is, we're all here having a good time. All 14,000 of us. Now, Rigby's laying over there. I should know better than to just stick a shovel in the dirt without asking Rigby first. He's the world's most famous gold sniffing hound. And where he points, that's where you dig. So I'm gonna work my way down this edge right here and see if the gold gets any better at all. Something tells me about maybe if I worked around this corner here a little bit, you know, it might be depositing gold over there and it just has some sand over the top of it. Who knows? That's, you know, gold is where you find it. And we're gonna find it. All right, I just found this really cool looking rock. It's got bumps all over it, discolored. That's actually a technical term. They're miscolored bumps. Or, dun, 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 dun.
Well, so this looks like it's an igneous rock. It's kind of got a bitroidal texture. It almost looks like, and I think that would be like differential erosion. And there's clearly some oxidation on it, so it looks like an iron-rich rock. And the best part about being a geologist is you can say anything and people believe you.
What a geologist know anyway. It's a rock. Matter of fact, it's the Chris Lilly Rock of the Week. Who's Chris Lilly? Well, he's this guy who lives up in Canada. He likes cool rocks and minerals and such, same as you and me. And every once in a while I find a cool rock like this one here, and I say I'm gonna mail it to him, or I say I might not mail it to him. What are we gonna do with this one?
Come on, get out of here, you.
All right, let's take a couple more pans from out just a little bit further and downstream. You know, you never know. Noticeably more gravels here. Yep, there's a lot more gravels in this stuff than there were over there in that gray clay. This has actually got a little bit of red hue to it, so, you know, who knows? Let's pan her out. Dang YouTubers. Well, it's better. It's not awesome, but it's better. Now there's about 10 tiny little dots in this one. Let's see, this is not my day. Yep, there's about 10 little teeny weeny dots in there. Now if my math serves me correctly, 10 is more than 3 or 4. Like 20 times more or something. So it might even be worth working to classify up a bucket and run a sluice here. But I'm gonna test around a little bit more for that special something. All right, we'll go ahead and snuff her all them up. Yeah, just like such, we got them. Well, we're still kind of searching around a little bit, and I'm looking for anything that kind of stands out, you know, like this little tiny gravel bar right here. You see the current was coming down and over all those tufts of grass over there and smashing into this thing here. And for some reason or another, there's less flow right here, and it's dropping out this little gravel and sand bar. And there's a fairly deep channel right up against shore right there, and then it's deep right over here again. So I took a couple of pans out of, I started on the bottom edge right here. I didn't get any black sand or gold or much of anything. So I moved up there, and I noticed that this stuff is incredibly light. It's really light for about 8 to 10 inches down, just this stuff right here. There's no gold or black sand in that stuff. But once you get down there a little ways, see if I can get my arm down in there. Yeah, almost. Yes, you can come up with some larger cobbles like this. And there's a layer of clay right underneath there, that really super dense clay. And we did find some gold down in there. Now I've got that right over here. I do believe, now I brought my glasses with today, but as you can see, when I put them on, they're all wet and they get all fogged up. Now, if I can count correctly without my glasses, it looks like there's 4,000 pieces in there. Well, there's about 8 or 9 or 10. right down in there. See that? They're really small. I haven't found exactly what I'm looking for yet, but I'm not in the exact spot I want it to be today. There's just so many people here. They're all kind of up there, and I've saved that for some of the guys who might be a little bit less mobile. So I'm going to keep cooking around here until we can find something I can set up a sluice with. Well, I've been panning around for gold, and I actually did find a little bit better of a spot up there. That'll get maybe 15, 16 pieces in roughly 3/4 of a pan. I'm doing it all one-handed, but I did find this really interesting rock here. It's actually dolomite, commonly known as forager's schist, I do believe.
Excuse me, Jason.
Oh, yeah?
That's basalt.
That's basalt, huh? It's a rock. Well, without moving around a whole lot, I do believe this is probably one of the best areas in this 100-foot stretch or so. So I'm going to take my pail right here. Look at that baby. I've got my classifier in there. I'm going to fill one up. We're going to set my sluice up down there a little ways and run some numbers. It's still always about the numbers. Oh, man. I've got a pail about halfway full, and I'm working on getting that baby all the way full so I can run it down there and sluice it. But I came across this interesting rock right here. Look at the colors in this rock. Red and yellow and brown and all kinds of different stuff like going on with this thing. And what it is, it's actually malachite mixed with sulfur. That's what gives it that yellow color right there.
Jason. That's chert.
Chert? It's a rock. And the glacial gold hunter strikes first blood. He's got the biggest piece I've seen today. Nice long one too. Look at that one. Ooh, he's got some nice pieces in there. Yeah, we're in that red stuff right now. And you can see my classifier. I'm down quite a ways and I'm getting into this red clay right here. And that in this particular area seems to be where the best gold is. Everybody's kind of conflagrated around here. There's a ton of people for sure. But we're having fun. And I'm almost done with my pail. We're gonna get some sluice in here. All right, enough messing around. This is a 6-gallon pail right here. So I've got roughly 4.5 gallons of really good red clay mixture material right here. And today I put together a new sluice. This I get from Pirate Prospecting. It's 6 inches wide and it's full of sawtooth matting. That's right, sawtooth. And we'll see how that's running. Not too darn bad. That sawtooth works fantastic on the beach. It'll work fantastic here. That's for sure. I didn't get an indicator mat put on there yet, but I don't even know if I need one. All those mats are siliconed on there. So, you know, we should be in business. Now, if you'll notice, the water being so darn high, a lot of the old dams here are underneath the water. And you would really have to pile up tons and tons of rocks in there to be able to get a decent sluice set up. But you know what that does? It fills up above up there. So Carl, he came down here, he took some rocks out of there to drop the water level up there just a little bit further. And it doesn't affect the water level down here any. And, you know, if you have a pile of rocks just like this one here, you can, you know, take a couple right out of the middle and the water kind of bulges up at the top end right there. And you get, you know, with the right mat, you're going to have enough pitch on there. And that's what this sawtooth is doing for me. It's a real flat, passive mat. And it rolled all the little pebbles and whatnot, roll right off of it. So we don't have all that stuff to deal with when we're done. All we'll have is the gold, I hope. Well, that bucket is run. So I'm gonna do a cleanup, a piece of cake. As soon as all you gotta do is dump a lot of water in your waders when you're doing that. That's what brings the gold around. Ooh, that's gold. Oh, I see gold. I see gold. Yeah, for sure, we see some gold. Let's get this in a pan. It's getting exciting. All right. We get that into a pan right over here by the rig bomb. There we go. Clean as a whistle. And survey says, here's what we got out of that pail right there. Not bad. There are probably, I don't know, a couple hundred pieces in there maybe. Look at that. Nothing real big, but definitely worth digging there again. Oh boy, this camera, and I tell you, it's tough in the woods. But we're off to a good start. Now that sawtooth mat works pretty good, as you can see. But I got this here dream mat, a micro dream mat, and I've also got this, it fits in that same sluice, 6 inches wide, and it's got the drop down here, and that mat sits right up tight to it real nice. So I'm no dream mat guy, I don't know a whole lot about it, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Somebody over there is already using it. All right, we've got tried and true sawtooth right here. Let's drop in our dream mat, see if we can't get a little color with something new. He likes his. And just like that, we got another pail right here. We got the dream mat up and running. And we'll give this a whirl. And you know, I'm just nervous. Every one of those little holes there, it's got a little pebble in there. It just, in my mind, it says, well, how the heck is gold supposed to drop in there if there's a little pebble in that teeny little hole? But I've seen it work before, so we're gonna give her a whirl. Tomorrow's going to be a VDR day. That's right. I've got my big 4-footer, and that stuff, I absolutely love it. But I did want to test out the sawtooth and the dream mat today, and that's what we're doing. So let me run this pail, see if we got the same or better, or, well, less gold than we had the first time. All right, here's Ron. He drew second blood. He's got a nice big piece of gold here. Great big, huge piece of wire gold. Let me get my finger in there for reference. That's how big it is. Okay. And guess who else is here today? Well, it's not Jeff Williams. Hey, Marty.
How's it going?
Good. Here to find some gold?
Hoping. Actually trying to find a spot first.
Yep, it's here. Oh, yeah, there's spots are few and far between, but there's lots of gold. And cleanup number 2. Not too darn bad. There's some gold in there for sure. Let me see if I can get that a little shallower so y'all can see it. See that? There's some fairly decent pieces in there. There's my real finger. It's respectable. So respectable that I'm gonna run another bucket. It's nice out here, not Africa hot. Rigby's over there in the shade. He's having a good old time. Everybody's having a good old time. So let me run one more, and we'll see if we can't put together a little smile before we sign off. God dang it. Sure looks like Jeff Williams. Keep an eye on that guy. Cleanup number 3. Now keep in mind, these are only 5-gallon pails. Well, they're not even full all the way, but there's an awful lot of pieces in there, and some of them are pretty respectable, that's for sure. I can actually feel that one and that one. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, the excitement. Do a quick little check of our concentrates here. We are doing pretty darn good. Look at that. That's only 3 pails. And it's not even close to cleaned up. There's all kinds of stuff in there yet. Oh, dang, look at that. It's a big old chunk of gneiss right there. Look at that. Normally you only find this in the Saharan desert right here. I'm telling you what, that's cool as all get out.
Jason, this is sedimentary rock. It's not nice. It's not metamorphic.
Well, we're going to continue panning and sluicing and shoveling and classifying this and that. We're having a blast today. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'm here with Glacial Gold Hunter. Finally got to hook up with him. He's one cool cat. Definitely check out his channel, Glacial Gold Hunter. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment. Helps build our channel. Flourgoldwizards and Glacial Gold Hunter, out. Ah, look what I found. It's Lucas's scoop. Yeah.